Hello YouTube, this is Queen Violet 8, where it's good to be queen, coming to you with my PS Vita collection. The PS Vita is an amazing machine, and it has pretty much gone out to the great console grave in the sky. Unfortunately, I got mine real late in the game, but this is the OLED model, and I really like this one. Like I said, I got mine real late. I wished I'd have known about it more. But I believe Sony really dropped the ball when it came to, manufacturing, telling people, really getting the word out there to tell them, we've got the PS Vita. It pretty much has got PS3 graphics on it almost. And, if I'd have knew about it, I would have had one earlier. But, I have one now, and what little games that I managed to get before they became so expensive, I'm happy to have. And we're going to get to the games. And I do not have, unfortunately, the case for this, but it's Operation Babel New Tokyo. They just sent me just the case, no cover. That's all, no cover. But that's okay. It's a dungeon crawler. But let's go ahead and get to the ones that I do have covers for, complete copies. This is Summer Night 6, Lost Borders. And I love how it always says compatible, PlayStation TV compatible on there. So, of course, you got to have your PlayStation TV so you can play these on your big screen, which I really like doing. Mind Zero. Everyone said that this was a Persona 4 clone. It's not. It's nowhere even like Persona. It's pretty much a dungeon crawler. It's a little bit, it's just in that school setting. And the voice actor for the main girl is also the same one that does Chie's voice. So a lot of people were, giving it flack. It's no longer downloadable on the PlayStation Network. So the only way you'll be able to play this game is if you get it physically, if you can find it. It should be pretty cheap. A lot of people gave it a hard time. But, I think the game's pretty good. It's an RPG. This is a really good game. I really enjoy this one. This is Sorcery Saga, Curse of the Great Curry God. And pretty much your main character right here, it's her turn. She's failed her test so many times. She has to go into this labyrinth and bring back this mystical item so that she can pass to the next, level. She goes in and she somehow or another frees this little creature, and it eats the mystical item, and the school is just up in arms about it. And she's just so ditzy, but it's a really good game. It's a dungeon crawler. It's a roguelike dungeon crawler. And pretty much you go in there and you look for recipes and ingredients for these things. Really good game. Pick it up. Real funny. Shantae Half Genie Hero. I picked this up at GameStop before, when you could still walk in and find video games before they became, pretty much rare. Just about to walk in anywhere to see one. But WayForward, if it's WayForward, they do great games. I'm really fond of Mighty Switch Force. Awesome soundtrack too. These two games in, this series, Cold Steel 1 and 2, I am really enjoying these. The other two games are on modern platforms now, but I'm 40-something hours in on the first one, and I really like it. Pretty much you're a school student, you go to this Knights Academy to become, powerful and all. And they give you this gauntlet thing that allows you to equip gems and stuff. And you go into these, it's just a pretty much RPG. You're in towns and fields fighting monsters. Saving the world as usual. These two are Sword Art Online, Hollow Fragment, and Lost Song. If you like, the anime Sword Art Online, pick these up if they're, for you. And the other thing I like about the Vita is that it is indeed region free. So you can play those Japanese games if you want to. This is Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, or the European games as well. Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. I have these on Decadent, so I won't be playing them on the Vita. They're on the Switch now. God Wars Future Past. This is a really good strategy RPG. Pretty much you're fighting against fate. You are supposed to be a sacrifice, and they send you pretty much to be killed. And you take your, you decide, I'm not going to do that. And so you get the people that were supposed to come with you to turn against everything and help you. Demon Gaze. There is a second game in this series. And these are dungeon crawlers, except you have the demon eye. Pretty much it allows you to make demons into party members. And most of these demons look like, you know, cute girls. But if you go so long letting them use their power, they become feral or something. And they just demonize, and they'll like cost you HP or give you stat trouble or, you know, curses or, you know, just all sorts of things. So you have to keep an eye out on them. But it's also a pretty much a harem game. There's always something like that with these games. Second game is Steins Gate. I got this when I got my Vita. It was included in the 4 games that I got. It's a visual novel. And you know I like my Disgaea, so Disgaea 3 and Disgaea 4. Wonderful games. I love 3. I played it on the PS3. I never got finished with it. I started it, and then I was like, well, it's on the Vita, and I can take that with me, so I just play it on the Vita. And I really like Vic Mignogna's voice as Mao. And, you know, I love those printies. I may be saying his name wrong. Forgive me. Tales of Hearts R. This was a GameStop exclusive. That was the only way you could get this game. And if you like the Tales of Hearts, you know, series, this is a really good game. RPG. This is the second game in the Operation Abyss. This is Operation Abyss New Tokyo Legacy. Like I said, this is a dungeon crawler. You know, they love this trope for some weird reason. You're teenagers in a secret organization going into these labyrinthine dungeons to save the world. It's so cliche nowadays. Freedom Wars. If you're a fan of God Wars, God Eater, you'll like this one. It's no longer playable online, unfortunately. I'm probably going to butcher this name. This is also it's an action, you know, game, but it's got a lot of visual novel in it. And that is Utaware Mono, Mask of Truth. Pick this up. Pretty much this is prepare for the final chapter in the Utaware Mono series with Mask of Truth. But yes, this is it's an action RPG, but it's got a lot of text. But, you know, pick it up if you like to play it. It was, well, I think it's still pretty reasonably priced on Amazon because I got the collector's edition for like $25. These are my Otome games. Visual novels. There is Noir 9 Varcommons and Bad Apple Wars. I've played Bad Apple Wars and I really like it. And the theme song music when it first comes on is really, really good. But pretty much you play as this girl. You wake up in this school and you can't leave. It's got Monarch vibes at first, but this did it first. Where you're stuck in the school and can't leave. And this teacher comes to you who is also wearing a rabbit head. That is so weird. I just thought about that. Monarch has your character having a stuffed rabbit called Vantius. But in this one, you have this rabbit teacher. And he's wearing a rabbit mask. And the voice actor is the same guy who does Gintoki's voice from Gintama. And pretty much you have to make the decision of being a good apple or a bad apple in order to leave this school. And, you know, you have, I can't remember how many capture targets you have, but one of them is the good apple or the disciplinary side. And then you've got the rebel, which is considered the bad apple. The ones who just want to leave, but they won't let them. Oculus Strip, Undead and Undressed. This is the second Oculus Strip game, and I really, really like this one. I started playing it, and I was just laughing through the whole first few minutes of it, where it's opening and getting the story across. Pretty much you play as this deep down to his marrow otaku guy, and you see this ad in the paper for help wanted. And pretty much they're going to pay you in rare action figures. That didn't make any sense to me. But you're very stupid. main character goes right up there like, I want a job. And they're like, cool, we'll pay you in rare action figures. It was all a front, of course. They get you, strap you to a table, and turn you into this syntheser, this type of vampire who goes around and pretty much steals the will of people. It's just crazy. And you have to beat the synthesers by exposing them to sunlight, which means stripping them. Like I said, it's a weird, funny game. This is Hyper Devotion Noir Goddess Blackheart. This is the last Vita game I've bought for the system for a total of 31. I also have a, what's it called? Dungeon Traveler's Monster Library. But this one is in the Hyper Neptunia universe. So if you like that, you'll like this one. It's a RPG. And pretty much it's a rare new world, a new way to fight. Unite to save G-Market. Really cute game. Really adorable graphics. It's kind of like a strategy RPG. But if you like the Hyper Devotion Neptune games, pick this one up. This game, I was so angry when I got it and I didn't know about it. Once again, I've said this when I had my Switch video about the Final Fantasy X and X2. I don't know why they just didn't let you be able to play X2 when you were done with X1 instead of having to download it. You cannot buy this game used. There will not be a downloadable code. So it's pretty much you're only getting one game, not two. And that's my only problem with this. Galgun Double Piece. I have played this. This is a shooter. And you play as this guy at school. Cupid messes up and hits you with some super mega love arrow. And every girl is after you. Exit Archive. This is by Tri-Ace. And you know they've done Valkyrie Profile, which is one of my earliest PS1 games I ever played. And the graphics are amazing. There are so many different jobs and classes, and you know, it's just so customizable. Your character is. On one fateful day, we were killed by God. Our story begins as our lives ended. I haven't played this yet. I just got it, but pick it up if you find it interesting. Ys Memories of Celceta, Falcom game. Awesome soundtrack as always. Really great game. Action RPG. And Awaken, the adventurer spirit within. Once again, you wake up as Adol, and pretty much you've got to go in and go through trying to figure out your memory. I swear this guy has more amnesia. He just ought to keep just multiple IDs on him or something. I don't know. But play this if you're an Ys fan. Pick it up. Little Big Planet. This came with my Vita as well. And the last game is a really weird game. And that is Muy Chronicles. There are plenty of videos that'll tell you about this, so I'm not going to go into detail, but it's a dungeon crawler with really risque girls and creatures that you have to defeat while going through these dungeons. It's just weird, but pick it up if you like that. I don't even know why I bought it. I just, you know, heard it and thought it looked neat because of the cover, not really knowing what was going on, but oh well, I have it now. I probably won't play it though. And that is the end of my Vita collection. It's an amazing system. I hate that I didn't get in as much as I'd like or get all the games I'd like, but I enjoy what I have, and I hope that you will give this amazing system a try. Everyone stay safe out there, and later days.